Hello everyone, welcome. As you can see, I set up my Schleich stable for spring and summer, and I've also rearranged it, so I'm going to be giving you a tour. Now, what I kind of did is I kind of just flipped it, so the arena was on this side, I put it on this side, but the paddock over here is different, so it is different, but this is kind of like a small table, so there's only like so many things I can do, but I really like our new layout, and of course I also redid my second Schleich table for spring, so we'll get to that, but first we're going to start over here. So we have the Pony Club riders. That's kind of just what I've been calling them because they're all on their ponies. This is Sasha on her lease pony Muffin, who is a Connemara. We have Sophie, who's on our halflinger mare Rosa, and Sophie's kind of older, but she's like me. She still loves riding ponies all the time. So, and they're all cute and matchy-matchy. I kind of tried to make everybody matchy-matchy because that's fun, except for Jordan over here. I only had a pink Western saddle pad, but he is on Sparkle, who's an Icelandic, and we have Sid, and she is on Seasway, and yeah, Empress just fell over out there. I'm not sure what Seasway's breed is. I could just look it up, but I didn't. And this is Atlas on Oreo, and he is a Shire, but he's like a different brand than the Schleich, so that's why he kind of looks a little, like he looks like the pony sizes, which I think is cute, so I kind of include him as one of the ponies. So Alice and Oreo are taking all these kids, well, they're actually coming back from their trot ride, so this is like our little path. It's like this little strip of like brick, so it adds a little detailing. And then out back here, we have the riding arena. So we usually use this for a riding arena, but it can also be used for a paddock if we want to, but we have all the letters that go around the arena, so for like dressage. So we have all King Edward's horses, ignore the stuff, haven't put away the winter snow yet, can make big fences. Also, when I move the camera around, sometimes just the way I'm holding it makes these like clicking noises. Anyway, that's what that is. But here in the arena, we have an exercise setup. So this is like trot poles, but then they're like raised on the sides. So it's kind of like, yeah, it's an exercise they're doing. So the horses have to like step up over the trot poles. And we have Stephanie and Empress. And Empress is a Hanoverian. So they're working on that, and Lizzie is about to go through the trot poles. She is riding Poppy, and they are also very matchy, and I did not look up her breed either, but they are doing this lesson together. And over here we have Leanna on Champion, who is also a Hanoverian, and she's just kind of watching the other girls do the exercise. And we have Adam, who is our coach. And over here we have, this is the new girl around the stable. Her name is Sam, and she is Sid's older sister, and she is riding Dexter. I believe his breed is pronounced Nadstrupper, and I really like his saddle pad and this pad too. I made both of those. They're very pretty, and there's also some barrels stored in the corner of the arena, and somebody's storing their blanket on the fence. Now over here in this little walkway, I always like kind of putting a walkway between the barn and then the fence. So we have our two farm dogs. This is Kipper and Molly, and they are golden retrievers. And there's a wheelbarrow here for mucking. It's just being stored. And we have Jenny, who is giving Jupiter some attention, and he is an Arabian. And there's also some feed stored here and some crates. And down here, looking out and watching all the action in the arena, we have Sky and Spots, or did I name them Speckles? It's either Spots or Speckles. I think it's Spots, and they are both Nadstruppers as well, just like this guy. And then we have our barn cat who's just hanging out by the hay. I'm pretty sure I named him, but I think I forgot it. So, and then we have our massive haystack. I kind of like putting it at the end. It's out of the way. It makes it a little more realistic, so there isn't just like nothing back there. And then over here in front of the barn, we have our wash rack. So it's empty right now, but not really. We have our little piglet, which I haven't named, but I probably will just call him Wilbur because, of course. And there's also a stool, and there's a bottle of horse shampoo. And I also put these flower boxes on the windows on the barn here. They're supposed to go over at the house, but I wanted to put them over at the barn to kind of add a little spring cheer, and I put different flowers over at the house. So we're kind of just changing things up. Anyway, I think they look really pretty. And over at this side, there's a flower box and ribbons displayed and a saddle pad and some bags of feed. So this is a little area. It's big enough here where you can tie a horse up and tack up or just store things. Now we cannot skip over out front of the barn here. We have Sarah and Elizabeth, and Sarah is showing Elizabeth how she has been working with Fury and Cookies on their Liberty. So she's teaching them to rear, and I think they're a pretty cute duo. Fury is a Mustang and Cookies is a Shetland. Now we can go in the barn. We have Spike, our little farm goat. He's hanging out. And in the aisle here we have Brooke, and she is tacking up Duke, who is a Morgan. So they're getting ready for a little Western trail ride. And of course there's just some stuff out here in the aisle for the stable, like a bucket and a broom, some grooming stuff, some tack, and a little like food and things for all the little pets around the stable. And so I already introduced you to these guys, so they're watching outside because it's pretty entertaining. But on this side we have Toronto, and she is a Lipizzan mare, and on her stall she likes to bite, so she's got some signs. I always put her in this stall because I put these on here for a little movie I made, but I just always left them on there. And so now this is Toronto's stall, and this is Dazzle, and she is an Appaloosa mare, and she's eating her food. And there's also a treat lick, but it's supposed to go on the inside of the stall. Let's see if we can switch that around just like that. That way she can actually get to it. And on the roof of the barn, we have this little squirrel that's hanging out and playing around. And also, I need to dust the roof of the barn. Should have did that before we did the tour, but anyway. Then on this side, this is just the doors, so they're all open because it's a nice day, and there's also a halter down there on Dazzle's stall. So this is a pretty big paddock, and it kind of just comes around to the front. We have 3 mares out here today. So this is Blossom, and she is an Accoltech mare, I believe is how you say it. She's getting a drink out of the water trough. We have Bella, who is a Tinker mare, and we have Aurora, and she is an Arabian. So it is spring, and they're all out here all frisky, especially Aurora and Bella. And then out front here we just have, so this is Chester. He's a hobby horse, and he belongs to Sid, who's on C-Sway. And then there's just some little critters. So we have a little fawn and a little bunny on a stump. So the fawn I will probably just be calling Bambi because, yeah, same with Wilbur. And I don't know what I'll name the little bunny, but I don't know, probably, I don't know, I haven't named them, I might not, but they're all just hanging out. And in this box, I had to include this because I need somewhere to store all the extra feed. So apples and carrots and 1 head of lettuce that fell out, and there should also be a cluster of beets in there. So that's where that is stored. So that is the stable, and now we're going to head over to the second Schleich table. So it's really sunny today, which is nice, but it's casting a very odd light on the table. But we're just going to continue on. So this is the house, and there's a little stable over here. So this is where Teresa lives. So this is Teresa's house, and they also keep Shetland ponies, 2 Shetland pony mares here. So they take care of them. And then this here is the tack store that Teresa's mom Josie owns, and she runs the tack store. So that's what's over here. So we'll start here with the little barn. So this is, well, this here is Sugar, and she is in the little stall. And this little pony I haven't named yet, but they're both little Shetlands, and they live here, and they got a little paddock. This setup over here is pretty much exactly the same to the way I've had it. I just switched it out for grass. I like this setup a lot, and I don't really think I could make it any better, but I did just make the paddock a tiny bit bigger, but that's hardly a change. So, and then over here, there's just some stable supplies. There's a bucket and a crate of feed and another little bunny, super cute. And then the stalls, there's not much inside them, just This one stays open so they have shelter to go into. And then over here at the tack store, I did a whole detailed tour that was like 20 minutes on this tack store. So if you want to see that, like how I build it and everything, but I did build this back in December, so I still have an idea for a short film I want to make, or more like a little movie with a tack store that I'm excited to make. I just haven't done it yet, but I'm going to. So this is the SSS Tack Shop. So this is Silver Star Stable, so that's what the SSS stands for. Anyway, this is what it looks like inside, all the tack they have for sale. This is Abby, who is picking out a new halter for her horse. And we have Holly, the veterinarian, but of course she also rides, and she found a really nice saddle pad. And behind the counter is Josie, and she owns and runs the tack store. So that is what the tack store looks like on the inside. And then it's just like that. Now over here we have a little outdoor picnic area, just table and chairs and an umbrella. So that'd be fun to include that because it's spring and soon to be summer now before we know it. So all kinds of fun outdoor things. And then we have flower boxes in front of the house and the arborvitaes and a watering can for the flowers. And I had one more flower box that I didn't put on the stable because there's only 2 windows on the stable. So I put it on this window. Kind of looks a little lonely, but it's fine. And then over here, this is the balcony. So this is a bird that came with a Schleich that I bought once. So I don't know. I just put him there. So if you come around the back here, this is the house. The lighting is definitely making, that's just a shadow. There's no fixing of the lighting, so we're just continuing. So we'll start in the attic because why not, I guess. So we just have a bunch of storage up here. Hopefully I'm focused. Just things we're not using, and there's a mouse. And just things like, yeah, you saw that. Anyway, and then down here, this is Teresa's room. She has all of her pink stuff and her puppy, which is named Cuddles, and her phone on the nightstand, and her, yeah, she likes pink. And then there's the bathroom, and here we have this bedroom. I actually made this back in December, so it matches their room, and a basket full of kittens, like who wouldn't love that? And then down here, this is where everybody's at. We have Teresa, who's eating cookies, and we have Aunt Cordelia, who has come over for lunch, and we have Jim, who is cooking, so he must be making them lunch, and Teresa's eating the cookies. So this is what their kitchen looks like, and this is just kind of like the foyer area. And then we have the stairs, which I can take off to show you. And then we have the living room, which I just made like the little pillow for a little accessory. So that is Teresa's house. Super fun. And then over here we just have the horse trailer parked. I keep it over here because there really isn't any room over at Silver Star Stables. So I still like to have it in my set. So that is where it is parked. So I'm super happy to have everything refreshed and set up for spring and have the grass out. I was kind of getting pretty tired of the snow, and all the snow has melted off outside, so it's definitely time for this. Now, in all of my barn tours, people always want to know where I got the green grass, so I always explain it in all my barn tours. So this grass you can buy from like the hardware store, and I believe it's called indoor-outdoor carpeting. I'm not sure, like it might be different sometimes, but I bought it, but we got it from the hardware store, so that's probably where you're going to find it if you're looking for some. So they come in really big pieces, so therefore it's kind of expensive. I got this a while ago, and then I pieced it together to fit the space I have now. Anyway, thank you for joining me for this little tour, and like I said, I'm really excited about this, and now I'm kind of like really a little bit more inspired to make some videos because everything's refreshed. So I will see you in my next video, which will hopefully be like a little short movie with the Schleich ponies. Anyway, so I will see you then. Bye!